come to Exeter CEX with me. So I'm in Exeter, walking through the car park with my shades on, because I'm just a bad boy. There's a CEX and a cash converters here. They're pretty much next door to each other. Got my CEX bag. Wow. See you in there. Surprising experience in Exeter CEX. I'm taking home most of the things that I picked up. There was a couple of games that didn't have the correct discs to go with the editions. It's not the end of the world, it's a little bit annoying. But yeah, this CEX is one of the stores that keeps all their manuals behind the counter, which is good if, you know, because most of the games then that have come in with manuals actually stay with the manuals. Because a lot of people out there do come in and just nick the contents of the box, which is pretty annoying as a collector. But, you know, on the negative side of that, it does take a little bit longer, and you may get your hopes up on some of the games, because obviously no boxes have any manuals. So once you're taking it up to the counter and pestering the guys behind the counter to make sure they grab the disc and the manual for the box, you might actually only come away with half of the games you took up there, and then they have to put all the games back out, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, got a good selection of games. It's time to go home now, and we'll open the bag and see what we got. We are back. Let's see what we picked up. Oh, and on the way home, I popped into my barber's because, you know, I wasn't feeling my hair earlier. What are you thinking? Looking good, looking good?
My cut is insane. Shout out to my barber, dog.
Anyway, let's get into the games. So all of my local CEXs I've been in, and I've pretty much ransacked their Platinum and Essentials range. Luckily in this one today, I managed to find two that I didn't have. So let's get into it. The first one being Sleeping Dogs on the Essentials range. This game, you're in Hong Kong, you're an undercover cop, martial arts, gunfights, martial arts mechanics are incredible, and the takedowns are pretty brutal. What I like about this game is just it never got dull to me. It's just, from start to finish, just a really fun game. Doing all the collectibles, getting the achievements and stuff is something that I like doing. But getting all the collectibles just never felt like a chore. Like with most games, you can, you do the main story, or you just feel like they drag because you're trying to do this, that, and the other, and it just takes away from the fun of the game. But this, because it's just non-stop action, getting the collectibles, it's just fun. Next up, we've got Portal 2 Platinum. Portal 1 came out and it was just incredible. Ratings on that are just fantastic. I loved it. I think everybody else loved it. And then Portal 2 came out and just smashed it again. Valve, the developers for this game, are a great company. They developed some of my favourite games on the Xbox 360. The Orange Box collection being a great one, including Half-Life 2, Team Fortress, and obviously the original Portal. Just, to me, it seemed way beyond its time when it came out. Again, just a fun game. I love the couch co-op aspect of it, and just sitting down and solving puzzles. It's just an all-round fun game. I'm glad to get this one now on Platinum. Find it quite difficult to find, or I have done, or for not like stupid prices, but this CEX had it, so I'm glad. So next up, we've got the 360 stuff, and the first one on that list is Tony Hawk's Proving Ground. Now, as far as this game goes, it's a great game. It's not my favourite Tony Hawk game. As I've said in a previous video, Skate 3 is my favourite skateboarding game by far. But Tony Hawk's American Wasteland comes very close to that. I loved playing all the Tony Hawk's games as a kid on the older consoles. Again, they're just really sort of fun, trick-based games that you just can't get bored of. As you can see on the front of the case, there's a Guitar Hero 3 5-song demo game attached to this one. And that's because of the team behind it who developed it, Neversoft. Now, Neversoft, the logo that I had seen growing up as a kid, with the eyeball and the barbed wire as it pulls sort of all into each other, and it just used to scare the crap out of me. I don't know why. I look back at it now and laugh. I've always liked the Neversoft games, things like Guitar Hero. I just put so many hours into Guitar Hero games, having all the instruments that go with it, the microphone. Never good at singing, but I had it. The drum kit, most of the guitars that ever came out, they were just fun games, and I love my music, so it kind of works that way. Neversoft also were a part of some of my other favourite games, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts. You don't see much of the Neversoft stuff anymore, and that's, if you didn't know, in 2014 they actually merged with Infinity Ward, obviously, who make Call of Duty, and basically Neversoft just became defunct after that, but they're still part of it, left in Infinity Ward, which is cool. Now, the next 360 game that I've got is Titanfall. Now, I brush all over this when I go into CEX all the time because I just thought I had it. I played it so much that I just assumed it was already part of my collection, but looking at my spreadsheet, it wasn't, so I'm glad to have got that one now. Another game that's got developers from the Call of Duty series, so it's just bound to be good. Jumping around, it's a bit like Advanced Warfare, where you've got the mech suits and stuff, and you just bopping around. I loved it. It's a great game. And next up, we got Angry Birds Star Wars. Now, as Angry Birds goes, I know it from being a mobile game and just a brain rot game that you can sit and lose so much time in, also get very angry at. I haven't played the Star Wars one. I'll definitely give it a go though, because I really like Star Wars. Did a bit of an achievement hunt for the trilogy game, and I just started to lose my shit a bit, if I'm honest. It gets so frustrating sometimes trying to get those 3 stars, but still a fun load of games though. So the next game I have is one I already own, but it's a different edition. Now, I thought it was just the game with the add-on, so I thought I was killing 2 birds with 1 stone and just being able to get the 1 copy, but in fact it's actually 2 separate games on the PAL list that you need to acquire for it to be obviously the complete collection. So, and that is Diablo 3. I've not played any Diablo games. They look kind of fun. I've been recommended to play them a lot. So keen to give it a go at some point. And then the next two games I've got, one is 360 and one's the original Xbox. These two games are Fusion Frenzy and Fusion Frenzy 2. I like these games, and that's kind of it. They're good, like co-op, just mess around games with friends. I haven't put like loads of hours into them, but they're just fun arcade time killer games. You know, a bit of couch co-op kind of fun playthroughs, I suppose. But I saw the first one in CEX whilst I was looking through all the original Xbox stuff, and I didn't have this Fusion Frenzy 2 in my Xbox 360 collection, so I thought, you know what, I'll pick them both up. So the next game on my list is a PS5 game, and not actually from CEX. This one's from Cash Converters. Reason being, it was a bit cheaper in there. I think CEX sell it for 18. Cash Converters had it up for 14, and it's quite on topic to the games that I'm playing at the minute, and that game is Crime Boss Roque City. Now, the reason why this was related is because the team behind this actually worked on the Mafia series. Now, if you've been following my TikTok, you'll see that I've been playing through the Mafia games, that I'm completely addicted to them, and I just cannot put the controller down. I've recently completed Mafia 1. I'm going through Mafia 2 at the minute, and I'm just having so much fun. It's just they're really cool games. This didn't get the best reviews. A lot of people were saying it's very like much of a reskin of Payday 2. Now, I really like Payday 2. I like high simulator games, but with this one, if you can see, there is actually some sort of well-known actors and actresses on this game, and I think even if it is reskinned, I think there's other things that are better than the Payday series, but it looks fun, and I just can't wait to give it a go. Some of the faces you might recognise, like Mike Madsen, Kim Basinger, who, if you've watched the 50 Shades films, then you'll know her from that. I quite like 50 Shades. So you've also got Michael Rooker in there, and I'm a massive Guardians of the Galaxy fan. I'm a massive Marvel fan, but Guardians are just, I think, the best out of them all. They're just funny films. They're great sort of team films. I like that kind of thing. You'll also know him as Merle Dixon from The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead, but I got to I think I watched 2 playthroughs just to get to Series 8, and then I think there was a break in the season, so I stopped watching it. I never picked it back up. It was getting a little bit slow, so I'm sure I'll pick it back up one day. Michael Rooker has also been in other video games, like I did a voice actor role in Black Ops 2 and Lollipop Chainsaw, which I've got, and I'm going to be playing through that. So yeah, keep an eye out on the Lollipop Chainsaw videos that are coming soon. You've also got Vanilla Ice. I have no idea why he's in it. You've got Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon. What a franchise of films. Like, the series was great until they kicked the actor off who plays Riggs. Then it just got shit. You've got Danny Trejo. Of course, Danny Trejo's in it. And then you got Chuck Norris. Now, he's got to be the OP character in this. Like, why is he in this? But anyway, it looks like a great game. I'm excited to give it a go. I haven't really played much on my PS5. Played some of the Spider-Man games. There's a few like indie games on it that I quite like playing. I'm really into a game called Teardown at the minute. So if I don't have a lot of time in my hands, but I've got, let's say, half an hour that I can just, chuck on the PlayStation, then I'll play that, because it's just such a fun, easy game that you can complete missions in like 10, 15 minutes. Whereas if I don't have time to commit to a long game like Mafia, then it's just easy playing. So the total of that haul was just over 40 quid, and with the PS5 game in there as well, which you think for 9 games isn't bad. Like, how many hours do you think you can put on, 9 games? And like that 40 odd quid is just going to be like, it's going to feel like nothing once you've had like all the fun, all the progression. I think that's good for that amount of games. I don't like going out and spending too much money. I always used to try and trade something in before sort of actually spending my own cash. It just seemed logical that way. And if you keep an eye out for my other videos, I'm doing a free collection series, so where I'm buying and selling to try and get the free Mega Drive as well. So yeah, keep an eye out, and I'll see you in the next one.